my cabbages. Today we're doing another ranking video. Today we're ranking every single Avatar The Last Airbender episode because today is actually the 20th anniversary of Avatar The Last Airbender. It's hard to believe it's like already 20 years old. It was in 2005 it came out, and it's just like, so I thought to do a special episode ranking every single episode because I've done this before, but that was unscripted, and my opinions have changed since then, and it was not a good video. Don't watch that. That was like my third video ever. But yeah, 20th anniversary of Avatar The Last Airbender. It's just so cool. So, let's start with the first episode, The Boy in the Iceberg. We're gonna start with a good S tier. I'm putting in an S tier because it really, introduces the new characters well. Starting off a series and not knowing the characters isn't easy, but it's just it's a good introduction of how it introduces Zuko and Iroh in the first episode. Just Iroh being carefree, Zuko being I want the Avatar, and also Katara and Sokka. Sokka being kind of funny but also sexist, and Katara just wanting to waterbend and just believing in goodness of people, and Aang kind of being silly and not knowing about things that have happened, and it's just a good setup episode. Then for the Avatar Returns, I put A tier because it's just it's nice. They showed the Avatar state for the first time ever, kind of. Because technically it's in the first episode because Aang went into the Avatar state to make the ice bubble, but you don't see him actively in the Avatar state, actually using it until now, and he uses it to kind of save his friends and get off the ship with Zuko and just ooh, big water tornado thing, and it shows Aang, learning waterbending, and it's cool. But not S tier cool. And things like this that are in A tier would probably be actually just that's just saying a lot compared to other shows. It would still be S tier. And just anything in C tier would probably be B tier in other shows because it's just that good. Except F tier, which you probably know what episode is gonna be an F tier. Then we have the Southern Air Temple. This one also in the A tier, a bit lower than the Avatar Returns though. Just a nice episode, just got that whole Aang learning about his people's genocide. But we meet Momo, that's cool, and we see Airbender heritage. So yeah. For the next one, The Warriors of Kyoshi. A tier. It's a nice episode. It explores Sokka's sexism because he's Sokka, and just makes him get past it. And this it adds lore to the universe. It's island of warriors, and it's just cool. Then we have the King of Omashu. I'm gonna put in C tier because I don't like Boomy. I hate Boomy. I know that's a controversial take, but out of any of the main characters, I just dislike Boomy because he's supposed to be kind of this king, and kings are supposed to be serious, but he's so silly and acts too much like a children's show, which sounds weird for being a children's show, but because it's rated TV7. But also, the same show literally talked about genocide a couple episodes, 2 episodes before this episode, so it's just it's not always really a children's show, and it's just weird, and honestly, I dislike Boomy. Honestly, C is a bit high for even him, but I'm doing that just to be nice, but just, it's C minus. Then for Imprisoned, D tier, kind of D plus tier, D or plus. It shows the hardships of the Earth Kingdom when they're being occupied, but it's just so cringe at some points, for lack of a better word. I just feel it's just oh, Katara is saving all these people, and it's yeah, Katara can be nice and saving people, but it's just it's just like the warden is silly and just like the whole thing. Like they had access to coal and they know they can bend coal. Why didn't they think of that earlier? Like seriously, like they have a whole fleet of earthbenders and only like a couple guards and they can bend coal and just like. How did they not think of that? And, like, yes, they don't know about metal bending or anything, but, like, seriously, they could have just, like, put a coal through, like, one of the guards' heads, and then rocks are hard, and you have a lot of them. Why didn't you think of this, and why didn't you this all big speech, and, like, I mean, honestly, I'm probably hating on it too much, you know, I'm gonna be nice, I'm gonna put it in C tier, you know, and why not swap these two? Because really, that's where they really belong. Winter Solstice Part 1, The Spirit World, B tier. I mean, it's cool with, like, K-Bye and, like, this whole, like, you know, it's just, like, K-Bye's cool how people were, like, destroying the forest and, like, he got mad. And it's, like, it's cool, but, like, not Avatar levels of coolness. Like, I've seen better. But, like, yeah, I like it. Then we have Winter Solstice Part 2, Avatar Roku, which I'm going to put low A tier. I like the whole, like, scene where, you know, Avatar Roku takes over Aang's body and then, like, and fire blasts all of them. And it's, like, cool. Like, Avatar Roku? It's just, like, cool. And I like Sokka just thinking of, like, oh, what if we put firecrackers in here? And just, like, I mean, it's a decent episode of the show. Like, yeah, I like it. Then we have the waterbending scroll, Pirates, yar. I'll put this one also in A tier. I'm gonna put it below. You know, I'm gonna put, because the higher up in the tier, the better the episode was compared even in the tier. So I'm gonna put it below, bottom of A tier, but it's still good nonetheless. I mean, it's just, like, cool, just, like, waterbending, like, scroll, and just, like, Katara wants to learn waterbending, and I just love that, just, like, Aang just being like, how about two copper pieces, and they have the ruby monkey idol, and it's like, I mean, the pirate characters are cool characters, and, yeah, I mean, they have their place. Jet, S tier. I mean, it's cool. It's sometimes weird, it's just called Jet. Like, the episode is just called Jet. It's just a name. It's the shortest episode name, only 3 letters. But, like, below is Born the Iceberg, but I like how Jet manipulates other people, and this whole backstory with trauma, and, like, the Fire Nation is hurting people, and it's just, mwah. Then we have, The Storm. Wait, never mind. Great Divide. Yeah, this episode sucks. Yeah, it's just a horrible episode, and it just doesn't feel right compared to the rest of the episodes. It's too childish. Like, it just, like, I don't like things that are too childish. I know I'm probably a child, but, like, I'm old. And, like, it just, like, also, it just doesn't fit the tone of the rest of the show, and it's, like, completely detached. Nothing ever comes back. Like, and Aang just gets mad, and it's just, like, that's out of character for him, the rivaling tribe, and honestly, watching that episode just makes me want to rip my hair out. From a really bad episode to a really good episode, we have The Storm. I'm putting it in the bottom of S tier. You might be like, S tier? Like, isn't it a bit high? They have good humor, like, I like it, just, like, I can feel the storm in my bones, and just, like, oh, the Avatar bend us, and just, like, I don't know, I mean, not really humor, but, like, you're just, like, and it's just, you feel the effects of, like, Aang not being there, it's just, like, the Avatar abandoning, like, the rest of the world, and also, I love when they go into the backstory of, like, how Zuko got a scar, and also just, like, how, you know, just the whole Aang and Katara, and just, like, Katara, just, like, the Southern Raiders happening, and parents get, it's just a nice episode. It just explores a lot of cool themes. And then another good episode, we have The Blue Spirit. This is top of A tier. It's just really cool. We see Zuko just being the blue spirit, and first we don't know it's Zuko, and we just like, what? Zuko was rescuing Aang, and like, who is this person? Like, are they like they put sword tanks, or are they here to like protect Aang or kill Aang? And it's just like this whole like cool thing, and like Aang getting captured, and also the Yuan archers are pretty cool. I mean, I like them. Or Yu Yang, and just like archers, because honestly, like in this fantasy world, I like bending also, but it's just like I like when we see something that isn't bending, like something different, like because in a bending world, there's like I feel like other people that have to be like stronger because they don't have the fact, they just don't have bending. It's just like finding the nice like storytelling detail. Then we have the fortune teller. I'm gonna put in bottom of B tier. Blah blah blah. I mean, I like the fortune teller. It's like kind of interesting, and I mean, but like also it's just like the whole romance subplot between Aang and the like little girl, and it's just like it just feels weird. And also like the fortune telling is like partially like it's just like but like I feel like the main thing that really saved this episode is Sokka. Like he just his delivery and just like him hurting himself and just like can your science explain rain? Yes it can. And it's just like funny. Also like when Aang stopped the volcano, like that is like the biggest scene of like on Avatar state like airbending. He like stopped a whole volcano with like one gust of air. Like how do you do that? Like, and he's still like not even like that much of like he's still a bit of a novice, and it's just like huh? I feel like not enough people talk about it, like how just like strong Aang is at waterbending that one time, and just like the power ceiling is kind of broken, but oh. Then we have Bato the water tribe, top of C tier. I mean, it's just like, it's an okay episode. I mean, Aang acts out of character hiding the map from Katara and Sokka and just all that, but like, I like how they just have like Katara, like I don't like Aang in this episode, but like Katara and Sokka, like they get character development and doing stuff that they never did with their dad when they were kids. It's just like, it's not bad. It's an okay episode. Then we have the deserter, Jong. I'm gonna put this one in A tier also because it's just like it's a good episode. I mean, I like how it just like kind of just it just talks about like how Aang really wants to get this like get all the elements because he's nervous and just but he's also not ready and he hurts Katara and it's just like and also Jong gives me cult vibes sometimes, but it's just, it's cool. I like it. I like it. Then we have the Northern Air Temple. The Northern Air Temple, I'm deciding whether the bottom, yeah, I'm just gonna do the, like, bottom of A tier, because it's, like, close to being the top B tier instead, but I like the Mechanist, he's a fun character, like, sometimes a bit childish, but, like, no, it's just, like, and it's also just, like, Aang is, like, now that I think of it, B plus tier, but, like, still good, it's just, like, and they have the invasion, and also Aang takes many lives because he puts an avalanche on the Fire Nation soldiers, which they cannot survive, because I don't know about you, but I cannot survive an avalanche. I mean, snow is heavy, like, it just, so, but, yep, there you go. Then we have the Waterbending Master, A tier. I like this episode, because it also, two episodes that deal with sexism are right next to each other. Wow, sexism is an interesting topic. No, it's just like, but now in the opposite kind of way, where the protagonist, so it's just like, it is the one being, facing sexism. And it's just like, it's just interesting, because it's just like this whole, like, scuffed up system, and it's just like, you have to, Paku, like, it does work a bit faster than I might have liked it, because it's just, like, how, like, Paku is, like, this old geezer, and just, like, I've always believed in one way, like, I don't know, it's just, like, it takes him one episode for him to, like, switch, which is, like, similar to what happened with Sokka, but Sokka was a bit more of a gradual, slow burn. It just felt better for Sokka because Sokka was like younger and more easily to change, but like I don't know, it just felt a bit rushed at points. But like no, it's still a good episode. Then we have the Siege of the North Part 1, A tier. A lot of A tier here. But like it's just cool. I mean, it's just, this whole like the Water Tribe and also just it's like a good setup episode for the next episode, and also the whole tangent with Sokka and Yue throughout the Northern Water Tribe. And then also the Siege of the North Part 2, top of A tier, because it's just like, I love when Aang just goes like, hello fish, they turn into Koizilla. That's the official name, it's Koizilla. And it's just like he decimates the Fire Nation, and just like, it's just cool. I like a good like, fight kind of sequence. Not really much of a fight, but also the Zuko versus Zhao scene kind of cool. And it's just like, it was just pretty good episode. Or more than pretty good, really good. Then we have the Avatar State, top of B tier. It set up a lot of like, kind of like, just like new knowledge and just learning more about the Avatar State. It's like, it was cool. A good, like, setup episode, and just, like, why Aang can't just go into the Avatar State. And also, this loser General Fong tries to trap Katara. Which, honestly, that move is not talked about enough. It's just, if an Earthbender can trap someone underground and just suffocate them, then why don't you do that? I mean, I guess multiple other characters have done that, like Yoon and Jianju, but, they're from the Kyoshi books, which you should read. The Kyoshi books are really underrated, but that's a separate thing. Then we have the Cave of Two Lovers, which I'm going to also put in B tier. It's a cool episode. It's just like, I love this exploration of love and like ooh, and all of this. Just like, it's just cool, and just this tunnel, and I love the hippies. The hippies are fun, and it's just like nice episode. Then we have Return to Amashu. Bottom of C tier, because this one, I mean, there. But it's just like, it just doesn't work because, like, this whole thing where, like, it's just, like, they have the Pentapox and it goes back into territory where, like, is this really, like, a kid show? Again? And it's just, like Pentapox and so, and just, like, it just doesn't work. And just like, oh, I am Pentapox, and like the soldiers act dumb. It's just, the swamp, I'm gonna put on the bottom of ice here. It's just like nice, swampy. Where they see visions, and technically we get to meet Toph for the first time, but not really, but technically. It's just like a solid episode all around. I like the swamp. I like the swamp. The vine benders are cool. Just the whole premise of these like people that can vine bends. No, bend vines. It's just like it. Avatar Day, bottom of B tier. Like, I like the premise, but also sometimes it takes itself a bit like foolish. Like, oh, I'm Avatar Kyoshi. But like, I like the history and just all of the thing where it's just like going into this town's past, and how like the Avatar's not always loved, and like sometimes people hate the Avatar because they killed their leader, Shin the Great, because he had the greatest chin. So yeah. Even better than Sokka that one time in the episode of The Drill when he was using Shin first fighting. I mean, he must have used the best Shin first fighting. But side tangent aside, I like the premise, but sometimes it gets a bit cartoonish. Then we have The Blind Bandit, chop of A tier, like A plus tier. It is, I mean, I like it, it's just like, Toph, great character. I love this. Like, she's a secret fighter. Sometimes she feels a bit overpowered, and I know she uses her earthbending all the time. She's trained, and she uses seismic sense. But it's just like, sometimes she feels a bit strong. But no, I like her as a character. She has, like, a nice vibe, and it's just like, just push over. And then we have Zuko alone. Top of S tier. I mean, nothing beats Zuko alone. It's just, well, actually, something does. Spoilers. Yeah, but maybe. You never know. But it's just like, it's hard to know if it's really my top episode. But it's really good. Like, it just goes how Zuko's, like, feeling down, but, like, he won't hurt people just to get food, and, like, he just like, helping people. It's not a roofer, but that's fine. It's just, like, he's standing up to these Earth Kingdom soldiers that are being bad guys, and just, just, like, exploring his legacy. It's just, if you know what I mean. Then we have The Chase, which I'm putting at B tier. Solid episode. I mean, it's just like, it's just like, it's nice. I mean, Zula's, shows how strong Zula is, but maybe a bit too strong. It's also weird because Toph is shown Stream of Dirt, but that's fine. Stream of Dirts are nice. And also how Zuko's clumsy, but makes him a bit too clumsy at points, I feel like. But it's just like, it's a solid episode. I mean, I like the themes, just, Then we have Bitter Work, which is the bottom of A tier, because, I mean, it's just like Aang learning earthbending, and, like, Toph kind of being a bit of a pushover, and Sokka gets stuck in a hole. Yeah, all that stuff, and it's just like, and also Zuko learning to lightning bend, and like Iroh being a good mentor, and also Zuko sucks at making tea, classic. Yeah, it's just like a nice episode all around. And then we have The Library, top of A tier. The Library is a great episode, not quite S tier, but like really good. It's just like, it just got this vibe of just like, actually in German, I think it was Germany, I found this somewhere from like another, like thing. It's just like, the episode is named Knowledge is Power, and just like this whole just thing about, and we're learning about the Day of Black Sun. It's just, I honestly, and Wang Tong is just a cool character, and Fox Cult, if you know what I mean. I like it. It's just, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of Green lined up right here. Then we have The Desert. Whoops, what did I just do? Where did I put The Desert? Not The Deserter. Haha, that's different. The Desert and The Deserter. Why not put them next to each other? Because, why not? The Desert and The Deserter. Actually, those episodes are literally 2 letters away from each other. So is it the desert, or the deserter? But yeah, it's a good episode. It goes like Aang's feeling of grief, and also Toph just not knowing where anything is because of all the sand. Also in the library, Toph finds the library. I mean, Toph is very helpful in sand. But just like, Aang losing Appa, and just like, it goes through his grief really well. And think about this, right next to the library. It's just, these are 2 very solid episodes right in a row. It's just like, yeah. Then we have The Servant's Pass. The top of C tier. It gets corny at points, like, and also the servant, like, Toph also just being like, oh, Sokka, you saved me. Just like, when did this come up? Like, why is Toph into Sokka now? And also, it's just like this, weird thing. And also, like, the whole, like, family they're accompanying is just like, they named their baby Hope. It's like, we need hope. And also, it's just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm judging it a bit too much, but, who cares? But then we have The Drill. Near the bottom of A tier, because it's just like, not a bad episode. It's just, it's just The Drill, and it just works well, and it's just, I like it. I not drill it, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just the Fire Nation is really powerful. They invented this cool new steampunk kind of weaponry, and it's just like, yeah, just all that. Oh, now it's 5 in a row. Ooh. Just like all green here. Except, these two. But yeah, it's just solid episode. Shows the Fire Nation is actually very strong and can even conquer a city like Ba Sing Se that they thought was a stronghold. Then we have Cities of Walls and Secrets, A tier. I mean, I love it. Just it's creepy, but in a good way, where it just kind of ooh, this city is weird and messed up, and it's just what is happening here? And it's just and it sets in so many questions and and just what is are people is the Avatar team safe? What's happening? Then we have the Tales of Ba Sing Se. You might be mad, but I'm gonna put this top of B tier. You might be B tier? This is totally S tier. This is preposterous. Why did you do this? Oh my goodness! In that exact accent, because every critic has that exact accent. But it's just the Tale of Iroh, amazing. If I were to individually rank it, it would be the toppiest of them all. It would just be it would probably need its own tier. Probably have to S plus tier or something. Because it's just it just fits Iroh's character so perfectly. Feelings of grief and how that and just how the people of Ba Sing Se just how he kind of ruined their lives, and just and it's just he feels bad for himself, and the people of Ba Sing Se did nothing to earn their fate, and but then and then there's also the Tale of Zuko, where he goes on a date, and nice kind of relatable stuff, and just but also people forget about the other ones, the Tale of Katara and Toph. It's kind of nice bonding time, and it's just this whole girly thing. But then there's also the Tale of Momo, where it's just sad, oh no Appa. Oh no Appa. Oh no. And it's just also the Tale of Sokka is kind of funny, but it's just and just haikus. But it's just I don't know, it's just people forget about the other tales. Tale of Momo is just okay. I mean, it just doesn't really hit for me. Yeah, it just, I mean, the other tales are just not that good compared to it. And the Tale of Aang, he's just making a zoo, an illegal zoo. It's just okay, making a zoo, sure. Just the other ones are good, but it's just it's some of them are a couple of them are really good. Some of them are just But then we have Appa's Lost Days, S tier. I'm gonna put it right above the Storm. It's just it's a good episode. It's just I'm feeling how Appa's just alone, and there's not even that much speech and not many lines in the whole thing. It's just you just feel Appa's pain, and it's just you feel bad for Appa, and just poor Appa. Then we have Lake Laogai, A tier, when you have Jet again, and just it's just interesting character development between all this, and just yeah. It's just and then Jet gets murdered, and it's it's a solid episode, dealing with government corruption and all that. Then we have the Earth King, B tier, solid episode. I mean, it's just it's an okay episode. It's just the Earth King. I mean, it's just I mean, it's cool. How the fake warriors of Kyoshi invade, and just Azula has no nose. I mean, but also she takes over too quickly. But also it's just Then the Guru, top of B tier, below the Tales of Bossing Say actually, but it's just he learns all this like things and it's just like, oh, how could I ever forget about Katara? But also I know it's a show and it's supposed to go fast because they don't have that much time, but it's just like it goes way too fast. It's a journey, like it's supposed to be like a life journey, but it's just like, okay, 20 minutes, but like. I mean, I like the Guru. I mean, he said he knew Yaso personally. That means he's, like, at least, like, 112 years old. Like, how is he still alive? Immortality, actually. Go to see my immortality theory. It explains a lot of things about how Bumi is alive and how the Guru is alive. And I have it linked in the description of this video, so if I remember, probably will. Might not, but... yeah, if I don't, then just pester me with it in the comments below. I command you. If it's not in the description of this video, pester me in the comments, okay? Then we have the Crossroads of Destiny, S tier. Aang dies. You know it's a good episode. Yeah, it's just really cool how just, like, Zuko has to be like, do I want to be good or do I want to be, like, bad and be, like, with Azula and just try and be redeemed and with my father and just, like, Zuko betraying them and Iroh just, like, being there with A and just, like, it was just such a good fight and also just, like, finding the old, like, settlements of Ba Sing Se, how it used to be, like, an underground town and it's just, like, really good. Before we get to Season 3, I'd like to ask you to please subscribe and like the video if you're enjoying it so far. I mean, it's been, like, over 30 minutes, so you must, like, be enjoying it. So, unless you skipped here, which you shouldn't be. But yeah, please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. I hope you are. Then we have The Awakening, B+ tier, top of B tier. Below Tales of Ba Sing Se, of course. But it's just, like, it's a good episode. You know, Aang just, like, has hair now. It's just, like, him just awakening and just kind of, like, he kind of is, like, changed a bit and just, yeah, it's just solid episode all around. And this episode, this video is kind of long, but yeah. Yeah, I wanted to give, like, all my thoughts so, like, everyone can know exactly what I think. Then we have The Headband. I would say, like, top of C tier, because, like, it's cool how, like, Aang just rebels against the school system, but also feels a bit childish, and also, like, Aang asking Katara to dance, like, oh, don't you know this? I mean, it's cool, like, learning about Fire Nation culture, and how it's, like, done differently, and how they don't know about the genocide, but, yeah, okay. Then we have Sokka's Master. Sorry, we have Painted Lady. F tier. I'm out of every Avatar fan I know, I have one friend that defends this episode, and I kind of get them. Like, they say, like, oh, it talks about, like, Katara's motherliness, but honestly, it's just like, we already had that episode. Imprisoned, and yeah, it sucked. It's also just, like, the themes don't make sense. It's, like, just, like, how is she healing people? Like, healing people's sicknesses with her waterbending? Or is she stealing medicine? And also, like, the whole, like, fight, like, oh, it's a painted lady, and they do, like, the big, like, oh, like, ooh, mist, and, like, oh, it's a, yeah, no, it just doesn't fit. It feels too cartoonish, but I don't know. I guess I could see how someone could defend it, but still no. Then we have Sokka's Master, S tier. It just deals with Sokka just, like, feeling, like, unworthy with the rest of the team and just, like, he's not fit to be there because he's a non-bender. But he's just, like, it just plays with Sokka's character perfectly, and we haven't gotten, like, many Sokka-centered episodes, so it's just good to have one, and about his insecurities, and just, like, and also Piandao is cool. He's a cool guy. He's good with swords. I love swords. Yeah. Then we have The Beach. A+ tier. It's a good episode. They deal with, like, Zuko's feelings and how he's mad at himself and just, like, how he feels like he chose the wrong path. But actually, I forgot. I mean, that's the good part of the episode. But then they trash a random guy's house for no reason. Seriously, why do they do that? Why? They just, trash a random guy's house and, oh, hello. Oh, you won't need this, your grandma's pot. And also, it just, centers around Tylee being, attractive a lot. It's kind of weird to watch. Or a kid show. Images have been scarred in my brain. Fire Lord. The Avatar and the Fire Lord. Top or A+ tier. It's just good. I like how it goes in the past of the Avatar and the Fire Lord. It's in the title. And just how it just Sozin and Roku kind of fell apart from each other, and the Fire Nation expanding was first in kind of good, was supposed to be a good thing, but then it kind of turned into a less good thing. Just this whole premise of the Fire Nation wasn't always evil. They didn't start out evil, and just learning about the history of all of this. Just, I love a good episode that teaches you new things about the Avatar universe, because it's just cool learning new things about the Avatar universe, because the Avatar universe is interesting. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. The Runaway. Mid B tier. It's an okay episode. I mean, it deals kind of with, Toph just, kind of being a runaway, and just, and then them scamming people, and, Aang's hey, I don't want to scam people, but they do anyways, and just, scamming people's kind of weird, but also, I like how it kind of deals with, just, this whole thing where it's just how, Sokka just feels Katara has always been his mother figure, and just better at Katara feeling motherly than any of the other episodes. It's just Sokka just admitting that he's just never really just known his mom and just thought Katara as a motherly figure. It's just So it's another the beach kind of situation where half the episode is good and half the episode is bad. I mean, this wasn't as bad, so I'm just gonna, I don't want to be too bad on the beach, but there. So it's just a beach situation, but yeah, it's a decent episode. Then we have the Puppet Master. Just A tier. I mean, it's good. I love how just they explore this waterbending heritage, and just how Hama's a bloodbender and wants Katara to be a bloodbender, and just bloodbending is interesting. It's just I love the whole bloodbending. It's just you can control people and scary, in a good way. Okay, now we have The Day of Black Sun Part 1. Wait, we have Nightmares and Daydreams? Yeah, this episode, some people like this episode, but I hate this episode. It's horrible. The only reason why it's not the worst episode is because the Great Divide exists. That's why it's not the worst episode. And it's just it's the whole night. I guess it's oh yeah, Aang's tired, but it's just he's hallucinating. The hallucinations are so weird. Just oh, why do we have to have an Avatar LSD episode? Who asked for this? Seriously, it's just weird, and I don't like it. But actually, now The Day of Black Sun, the Part 1, the Eclipse, A tier. I mean, it deals with, its themes well, and just, these children kind of going to war, and just, good episode all around. And then Day of Black Sun Part 2, I'm putting top of A tier. It deals with, Azula just super strong, even without, why does Azula even need Tylee and May if she can just, run away completely without her firebending? She doesn't even need firebending. What? How overpowered is Azula? Seriously. She has the Tylee. But the rest of the episode is phenomenal. Like just Zuko just facing his father and just like saying he's not a coward, and just like, and we also see like, you know, like lightning bending. It's just like I love this scene where Zuko faces Ozai and standing up to your father. Yeah. I'm not saying you should do that. I wouldn't do that. Then we have the Day of Black Sun Part 2. Wait, no, we just did that. You heard nothing. How did I forget? I forget to put it in the Western Air Temple and the Firebending Masters in my script. I just completely forgot about them. I don't know how I did that. So these 2 episodes are actually unscripted. But okay, the Western Air Temple, I would put high A tier. I love how they deal with themes of like Zuko wanting to join the game, but Katara not wanting him to because like Katara doesn't trust him, and it's just like cool. And also Zuko rehearsing to a badger frog is funny. But it's just like yeah, it explores the themes really well and just like very nice. Not that the tier list is too big. Yeah, it's just a really good episode. And it's just, I like it. It's just a quality episode. And then we had the Firebending Masters. Also, A+ tier. Some of the, like, the humor is a bit cartoonish. Like, when Aang just, like, screams, just, like, his mouth gets so wide, it's weird. But, like, I like it just, like, Aang and Zuko kind of bonding. And just, like, also just, like, learning the true art of firebending. The dragons are cool. I mean, who doesn't like dragons? Like, if you don't like dragons, then there's something wrong with you. Like, it's just, like, it's, yeah, a really good episode all around. Then we have the Ember Island Players, which is... Oh, wait, I forgot to say the Day of Black Sun. Sorry. Day of Black Sun Part 1. The Eclipse A tier. Seeking into prison. But, like, lower A tier. It's just, like, sneaking into prison. Like, how did they even get into prison and get the guards' outfits? That just doesn't make sense. Like, seriously, when did they get guards' outfits and all that? And then, Boiling Rock Part 2, a bit higher in A tier. It's just, like, you know, it's just kind of cool, like, capturing the warden, how Ty Lee and May, like, just, like, aren't on Azula's side anymore. But it's also, like, yeah, the whole, like, escape is weird, because how did they even detach the boiler, like, the cooler room from the rest of the prison? Like, seriously, how does that work? Like, how, like, was there a bunch of, like, loose screws or something? It's just, like, weird, and... yeah, like, but, then we have the Southern Raiders. S tier. Almost half of S tier. Not Zuko, because, you know, Zuko loses. But it's just really good dealing with Katara's backstory and her trauma, and, like, just how her, you know, all her family just, like, just kind of, you know, it just, how, like, her mom was killed and her mom sacrificed herself to save Katara, and just, like, just, like, goes through themes really well, and just really solid episode, and just works really well, and just Zuko, and just, like, the whole thing about, like, it's hard to, like, it's hard to, it's easy to do nothing, but it's hard to forgive. Yeah, I'm gonna rearrange that to there, because that's just, like, do I want to do that? I could do there. It's hard. You know, I'll rearrange all the episodes at the end. Then we have Ember Island Players, A tier. I mean, it's a really fun comedic episode, which is, like, ballsy to put, like, before, all, like, the finale. But, like, it's just fun. It's just a funny episode, like... And I just love it. It's just, like, really cool. And just, like, big Toph. And, like, it's just funny. It's just, like, a good quality humor, like, episode. And, yeah. Then we have Season's Comment Part 1, The Phoenix King. We put it near the top of A tier. It's a really good episode about, like, just, like, an Aang meeting the lion turtle. Like, the lion turtle is cool. The lion turtle is really interesting, though. But it's just, the themes are cool, and lion turtle, cool. Then we got Sozin's Comet Part 2. Sozin's Comet, Part 1 is the Phoenix thing. Part 2 is the Old Masters. I got that mixed up. Weird. Then we have A tier. Not a bad episode. I like it. It's pretty good. This is when Aang gets trapped on an island. Then the Old Masters, except Boomy are cool, so... all of them except Boomy are cool, though. Yeah. Then we have Sozen Comes Part 3, Into the Inferno. S tier. Because, well, this is the one episode above Zuko alone. The Agni Kai is... It's kind of funny that, like, the top 2 episodes are, like, Zuko focused. Zuko is just the best character. It's just so cool. And the Agni Kai just dealing with, like, Zuko's emotions versus, like, his family versus, like, what he really wants, and the clash of the fire. Mwah. And Zuko, like, outmatching Azula, and just, like, almost dying for, like, Katara, like, his new, like, family, and it's just, like, And then we have Sozen Comet Part 4, Avatar Aang. Put it at the bottom of S tier. Or not the exact bottom. It's just, like, it's a good, like, finale. Aang defeating, like, Ozai. And just, like, the whole, like, resolution. Just, like, Aang and Katara finally reconciling. And, like, the scene at the end with the gang is really nice. And just, like, them all just feeling one big family. It's just, like, mwah. Let me say, I'm gonna actually just go, like, just re-rank the tiers and just kind of, like, I say the Chase and the Fortune Teller go down there. Okay. And then I think, let me put that there, a bit higher. I'll put this actually back here, I feel like. Okay, this is my final ranking of every episode in Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you stick to the end, then you should definitely subscribe and like now, because this is a long video. And just stay tuned for more videos, and just have a good day, and have a great 20th Avatar anniversary! And goodbye, Avatar nerds!